In the new chapter, we see that Chung Sang picks up a small tree branch to use as a sword. He steps forward, the branch gleaming in the sunlight. "Before we start," he says, his voice cold and unwavering, he swings the branch through the air, a warning of its deadly potential. "My sword has no eyes," he declares, emphasizing the seriousness of the duel. Jinmu watches, his expression calm and calculating. Chung Wu stands nervously, trying to muster his courage. Chung Sang's words echo in Chung Wu's mind. "No eyes," he whispers to himself, feeling the arrogance of Chung Sang's statement. Jinmu, always quick to challenge, retorts, "Look at you, so smug. Just because your sword has no eyes, do you think that gives you the right to be arrogant?" His words are meant to provoke and push Chung Wu to realize the gravity of the situation. The tension is palpable, and the spectators hold their breath in anticipation. Chung Sang, unfazed by Jinmu's taunt, remains focused. Jinmu points at the branch and continues, his tone laced with sarcasm. "Is that just for show?" Chung Sang tightens his grip on his makeshift sword, ready to prove his prowess. Chung Wu, sensing the tension, starts to feel the pressure of the duel more intensely. He looks at Jinmu, who nods encouragingly, instilling a sliver of confidence in him. Our hero taunts Chung Sang by saying, "You don't want to use your sword?" Chung Sang's expression is stern as he watches Jinmu and Chung Wu. Jinmu, seeing the opportunity to motivate his student, says, "Shouldn't you be using that, your sword?" Chung Sang is taken aback, thinking, "He really wants me to use my sword? Is he crazy?" Chung Wu looks at Jinmu, unsure but trusting his mentor's judgment. The atmosphere thickens with uncertainty and challenge. Chung Sang's confusion turns to irritation. "Don't joke around," he snaps. Jinmu remains calm, instructing Chung Wu, "Do this and that, okay?" Chung Wu, still unsure but willing to trust Jinmu, begins to follow his instructions. He takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of Jinmu's unwavering belief in him. The scene is charged with the tension of an impending clash, each participant readying themselves for what's to come. Chung Wu, despite his fears, decides to trust Jinmu completely. "What? I can't do something like that," he exclaims. Jinmu responds firmly, "Don't you trust me? If you don't do it, you won't ever eat meat again. This is the end." Chung Wu, now excited with blazing eyes, takes a deep breath and nods, ready to give it his all. Jinmu's unwavering belief in him bolsters his courage, giving him the strength to face the daunting challenge ahead. Chung Sang thinks to himself, "Jinmu is an expert, still a year younger than me. He made changes to the Wudang sect's sword techniques and beat up Master Uncle Jinho. On top of that, he was punished lightly, even when he violated the commandments. Not to mention, he just made Chung Wu lift a huge boulder by adjusting his stance. As I train, I notice the weaknesses of the teachings, but couldn't ask anyone as they won't talk to people from my family background. Let me see what kind of person he is. He may be the answer to my questions. Because he made Chung Wu beat up the seniors, I am surprised by the improvement." Chung Sang's mind races with these thoughts, and his determination solidifies. The duel begins in earnest. Chung Wu charges at Chung Sang with his huge body, moving with incredible speed and precision. Chung Sang manages to dodge, but the fear in his eyes is evident. Jinmu watches closely, ready to intervene if necessary. The intensity of their movements stirs up the dust around them, creating an almost surreal battlefield. Chung Wu moves swiftly with incredible footwork, almost like a phantom. He calls the move Big Dipper Stride. Jinmu watches closely from the sidelines, his gaze sharp and analytical. Chung Sang's attacks are relentless, each strike more forceful than the last. Chung Wu, despite his fear, tries to recall Jinmu's teachings. "If you don't try, you'll never know." Jinmu's words echo in his mind, providing a lifeline of courage. Gradually, Chung Wu begins to find his rhythm, his movements becoming more fluid and confident. Jinmu's eyes light up with pride as he sees his student starting to hold his own against the formidable Chung Sang. The intense struggle continues, each moment bringing new challenges and insights. With each passing moment, Chung Wu's confidence grows. He begins to counter Chung Sang's attacks with increasing effectiveness, his movements guided by Jinmu's teachings. Chung Sang, momentarily stunned by a well-timed strike from Chung Wu, finds himself on the defensive. This unexpected turn of events shifts the dynamics of the duel, bringing a flicker of hope to Jinmu and Chung Wu. The water around them ripples with the intensity of their clash, symbolizing the turbulent emotions and high stakes of the battle. Chung Sang, now visibly strained, struggles to regain control of the duel. "Damn you," he mutters under his breath, frustration evident in his voice. Chung Wu, emboldened by his successes, fights with renewed vigor. Jinmu, observing from the sidelines, knows that this is the turning point. His careful training and strategic guidance are bearing fruit, and Chung Wu is proving to be a formidable opponent. The duel becomes a testament to their combined efforts and unwavering determination. Chung Sang attempts a powerful, decisive strike, but Chung Wu is ready. Utilizing Jinmu's training, he deflects the blow with precision and counters with a swift, effective strike. Chung Wu keeps making several foot kicks from the ground with evasive moves, a move that's called lazy donkey roll. Chung Wu's speed has increased tenfold, delivering a barrage of kicks and elbow strikes, to which Chung Sang is struggling to respond. The spectators watch in awe, their cheers and gasps blending into a chorus of support and anticipation. The force of their clash sends shockwaves through the air. Jinmu smirks, seeing that his plan is working perfectly. Chung Wu remembers the steps that Jinmu had given a while ago before the duel started, and now he is implementing them in the fight with growing confidence. Each move is a testament to his dedication and Jinmu's guidance, transforming him into a formidable opponent. Chung Sang is ready to be on the offensive and starts swinging the branch like a sword. Chung Wu notices, but instead of following Jinmu's actual instructions, he leaps forward instead of back, attacking and pushing Chung Sang with his back. The branch touches Chung Wu's neck, breaking it and pushing Chung Sang back, leaving him defeated. The intensity of the clash reaches its peak, and the outcome becomes clear. The duel reaches its climax, with both fighters giving their all in a final, intense exchange. Chung Wu, fueled by determination and Jinmu's guidance, lands a decisive blow that knocks Chung Sang off balance. Chung Sang, unable to recover, falls to the ground, admitting his defeat. I lost, he says, disbelief coloring his voice. Chung Wu stands victorious, his body shaking with exhaustion, but his spirit triumphant. The spectators erupt in cheers, celebrating the unexpected outcome. Despite winning the duel, Jinmu is irritated at Chung Wu and starts hitting him. "You are too quick to hit him, and at the end you got hit. If he'd used a real sword, you would have died," Jinmu scolds, his tone stern and disappointed. Chung Sang, listening to this explanation, realizes that it indeed was true. "I hit him in the neck, and it could have killed him if it was a real sword," he reflects. Jinmu apologizes to Chung Sang and says the duel is lost, then leaves the training grounds. As we see, Jinmu pulls Chung Wu by his ear and drags him out for punishment. "You should not eat meat for 2 days as your punishment," he declares. Hearing all this commotion leaves Chung Sang in confusion. It was actually Chung Wu's victory. I indeed lost, he thinks. Chung Sang realizes that Jinmu speaks like a thug, breaks the rules, and has no respect for the seniors, but he possesses a talent that none of them have. Let's see what else he does, Chung Sang muses, a newfound respect, mingling with curiosity. The chapter concludes with the promise of more challenges and growth for all involved. The new chapter unfolds with Jinmu and his companions standing by the tranquil pond. Jinmu reflects on the past month of work they've put into restoring the Pond of Peace. The area is serene, a stark contrast to the chaotic events that led to this moment. Jinmu surveys their progress, noting how most of the debris has been cleared. "We're doing quite well," he mutters, a hint of satisfaction in his voice. Chung Wu, always eager to please, interrupts Jinmu's thoughts. "Master Uncle, let's eat," he says, holding up a couple of pheasants he managed to catch. Jinmu raises an eyebrow, impressed but puzzled. Why is Chung Sang here again? He wonders. He didn't expect Chung Sang to return after the duel, but here he was, showing up consistently day after day. Jinmu's subjective memory flashes through moments of Chung Sang's unexpected loyalty. He recalls the times when Chung Sang's presence became a regular part of their routine. Chung Wu chimes in. "Did you get the fire ready?" he asks. "Yes, senior brother," Chung Wu responds eagerly. "Great. Let's cook these quickly so Master Uncle doesn't have to lift a finger," Chung Sang says with a wink, which leaves Jinmu baffled at the sudden change in his attitude. Chung Sang's newfound cheerfulness and willingness to help is a stark contrast to his previous arrogance. Jinmu watches them cook the pheasants, his mind racing. Why did his attitude change? He wasn't like this before. Did he eat something wrong? Jinmu's internal monologue is filled with suspicion. Despite the confusing behavior, he admits, "But I'm not hating it." He senses something is amiss, feeling a nagging sense of unease. "Something's gone wrong," he mutters, unable to pinpoint the exact cause of his discomfort. As the meat cooks over the fire, the tantalizing aroma fills the air. "It's good," Chung Sang exclaims, his eyes wide with delight. "So this is meat." Chung Wu echoes, equally enthusiastic. Jinmu, holding a piece of charred meat, sighs. "It's burnt," he says, slightly annoyed. "I was an idiot for letting them cook the meat," he thinks, shaking his head. They continue their meal, the camaraderie growing stronger despite the burnt meat. "Thank you for letting me have a chance to taste something like this," Chung Sang says earnestly. Jinmu is taken aback by the sincerity in his voice. "Now I see why Chung Wu was on the grow so strong," Chung Sang adds. Jinmu, ever the skeptic, questions, "There's no way eating a bit of meat could make someone so strong." Chung Sang approaches Jinmu with a serious expression. "Master Uncle, about the flaws in the evasive cloud sword, fixing them isn't as easy as I thought," he admits. Jinmu's interest is piqued. "Aha!" he exclaims, seeing an opportunity to delve into the deeper intricacies of the sword technique. He begins explaining the modifications needed, each word carefully chosen to impart the maximum knowledge. As they converse, Jinmu realizes the depth of Chung Sang's dedication. "So that's it. That's why he keeps coming here," Jinmu thinks, a smirk forming on his lips. Chung Sang, feeling a bit parched, asks, "Why is he being such a suck-up?" Jinmu decides to give him a break. "I'll give it to him. He's got guts. Just enough to be annoying, but not enough to hate." Jinmu says his throat is dry and feels like drinking water. Chung Sang immediately realizes and runs super fast like the Flash from DC, but with a Chinese getup to fetch water. This made Jinmu chuckle, and he thinks that at least Chung Sang is quick on the uptake, unlike this chubby cheeks who just eats like a pig. The scene shifts to Grace Palace, where a discussion about Jinmu's actions unfolds. "He broke the commandment again," an elder exclaims, frustration evident in his voice. "He's still eating meat," another elder adds. The elders express their concerns. Seeing his growing popularity, it might be challenging to tame him. The elders are worried about the impact Jinmu's behavior is having on the other disciples. Even Chung Sang, a top disciple, has been seen following Jinmu's lead. This troubles the elders deeply. Recently, even Chung Sang goes to him whenever he has free time, an elder notes. The sect master nods, acknowledging the problem. "Yes, it's troubling." The elders discuss the potential fallout of Jinmu's influence, with one elder stating, "The boy has been tricked by Jinmu." Another elder expresses his worry about the negative impact on the other disciples. "You must punish him," they urge the sect master. Meanwhile, Jinmu continues to train with Chung Wu and Chung Sang, refining their techniques and pushing their limits. The elder, listening to the senior's complaint, thinks that the Cloud Sword's weakness is the lower part of the body movements. It's not easy to realize it in the initial stage, and before they can realize it, they would learn different tactical methods to tackle weaknesses, elder thinks. The sect master wonders, how did Jinmu find out? It's something that you wouldn't notice unless you were thinking of changing it before you master it, the elder muses. How deep is his understanding of martial arts? The sect master is impressed by Jinmu's rapid improvement. "That rascal, he's learning at an amazing rate," he says with a hint of admiration. Their conversation shifts to the ongoing restoration of the Pond of Peace. "I was about to head out to the Pond of Peace," the elder says. "Yes, this is something the sect is a bit reluctant to deal with," the sect master replies, acknowledging the complexity of the situation. The senior is frustrated that the sect master is ignoring completely and is frustrated. "I'll take care of that troublesome Jinmu later," the sect master thinks, resolving to keep a close eye on the young prodigy. The senior who has complained to the master came out of the court and says, "Is everyone ready?" To which all the other students say, "Yes, must uncle." We now see the scene of our hero and his friends starting to eat meat and enjoying the sunrise. Chubby Cheeks say the seniors will come to the pond to meet us personally, and they will come around noon. After listening to this, everybody has realized that they are still eating the meat in the middle of the day. We now see everyone panicking after realizing that it's almost noon, and the seniors will come to the pond at any time, and they started looking around. The merchants have arrived, and our hero's friend pointed out his finger and showed the direction from which the merchants are coming from. Jinmu ordered both of them to clean up the meat and the dishes, and everyone is panicking to make the arrangements. To make things worse, the seniors also started coming from the mountainside. Both of the disciples have cleaned the setup and started welcoming the merchants, and our hero, Jinmu, is frustrated thinking whether they washed their faces and mouths. Chung greets the merchants with respect but forgot to wash his face, leaving the meat on his face. Merchants have noticed it and were utterly shocked. The seniors have also arrived at the same time and welcomed the merchants from the back. The senior notices both of them still with the meat on their faces and shouts, "Why are you still eating meat, even after the punishment?"